Did you know that there are way more exclusive fairy forms or transformations that range from the Winx Club series? So if you want to find out what I mean or what they are, then keep on watching for more. Hi, my name is Lavandyre, yes, pronounced like lavender, the flowering plant herb and color. If you've been an OG, welcome, and if you're new here, feel free to share, subscribe, and click the bell for future videos, and follow my socials to stay connected. All links are down below in the description section. If you have anything to say, feel free to comment down below. By the way, if you are wondering where my season 9 Winx video content went, they did end up in the dark abyss. I mean, Rainbow and YouTube striked and removed my 2 previous videos on that. I believe they were taken down for leaking the news, which sucks. We the Winx tubers, or just content creators in general, when we're talking about your show or work, we understand the frustration of copyright, but we are giving you guys a promotion. I do have those videos re-uploaded to my Patreon for free if you guys want to watch them there instead. Thank you guys for supporting my content. Anyways, with that being said, let's talk about the Winx Club transformations we didn't know existed. When it comes to fairy forms or transformations in the Winx Club series, there are different levels of power that fairies can attain as an extension of their magical abilities. Fairies' abilities are limited in their civilian forms. To increase their magical abilities, they transform into fairies and are able to use their powers with greater ease, gain wings and new clothes and accessories. There are standard fairy levels which are gained during a fairy's formal education journey to become full-fledged fairy, such as Magic Winx, Charmix, and Enchantix. After Enchantix, there is infinite number of levels a fairy can reach. Higher fairy levels are meant for specific situations, and we saw these options being used by fairy forms starting with Charmix, Believix, where the Winx having Softix, Lovix, and then adapting to special wings, Speedix, Zoomix, and Tracix. We even saw in season 8 how the Winx alternated with many different transformations, both old and new ones for specific situations as well, just to name a few examples. I'm redoing an old video I made 4 years ago. In the comics and book series, the Winx have attained more variety of fairy power levels exclusive to the series. Keep in mind, these are transformations solely for the comics or different books. All books and comics are independent of the television series, but still worth sharing. Greenix, the intensity of nature, a Lymphia-based transformation. It appears in the comic issue 160, a dive on Lymphia, from Season 1 of World of Winx. Greenix is from green, signifying earth amicable. This is the third nature-based transformation besides Softix and Butterflix. The girls' outfits essentially involve substantial leaves, bloom petals, and vines reminiscent of Softix. Every Winx's outfit is considerably less individualized in this look. The outfits are cultural but are increasingly uniform. Their wings are exactly the same with different colors. They are supposed to look like leaves but with geometric shapes. The Winx's hair additionally does not change when going up against their Greenix forms. It's very simple. Tekna's look is my favorite. There isn't much about this transformation. The magic of sports, also known as magic enchantment, appears in the comic issue 122, The Great Challenge, from season 6. When the Tricks crash a friendly soccer match held to celebrate the companionship between the fairies of Althea and the witches of Cloud Tower, the Winx transform into their unique form of sport fairies. This transformation is the absolute first one-of-a-kind transformation. This is the first and to date the only transformation where the Winx keep their previous outfits after the transformation. The Winx transform into their unique fairy form of sports. The outfits are oversimplified, thinking that the Winx outfits and hairdos don't change. They all have ponytails, leaving them in their custom soccer uniforms. Their wings are little and sharp, tear molded with little edges in their signature colors, but they are the same. Consider it's the magic of sports. I wish their outfits were based on their own sports that represented their personality and powers, but it was for soccer. The transformation was shown in the Winx videos FIFA World Cup 2022 and the 2018 Football World Championship, which are on their official channel. Paintix appears in the comic issue 172, The Painted Tree. Paintix is basically a paint fairy form, which has a few different implications relying upon its utilization. A shaded substance that is spread over a surface and dries to leave a slender ornamental or defensive covering. In short, it means it's the only transformation that has the ability to paint. The fairy's hair remains similar to its civilian form, a bantu crop top, a coordinating belt, a short flow rainbow shaded skirt, and a couple of knee-high boots. Upper wings are isolated into 3 minor parts with 3 hues: pink, yellow, and cyan from the outside to within. The skirts are the best part. The only thing really worth mentioning. I can't help but like it though. Take the concept of rainbow color and art and run farther with it. You get something really fun. The wings are exactly the same with no color change. Wings are nice in shape and size, but so reminiscent of all the previous transformations. Foodix appears in the comic issue 135, The Magic of Food, from season 6. The magic of food, otherwise called nourishment power, food magic, or food power, is a fairy form based on food. This transformation is in collaboration with Rigetti a Colore, a short-form Italian cooking show that featured the Winx. There are some animated segments as well. Outfits are like mythics, with prom-like dresses of comparable length and coordinating boots. The outfits have brilliant hues and examples that absorb the nature subject utilized for their change. Their hairdos in this transformation look like Bloomix, with some minor changes. The wings are nicely shaped, but all the same. Outfits possibly inspired by aprons. For this transformation, it requires anything from nature that relates to food. Each Winx has its own signified food and is given the ability to produce magical abilities based on particular foods. Bloom has possible power over spices, legume, vegetable, red beans. Stella has power over grains and wheat like rice and pasta. Flora has fruit and vegetable power and pumpkin seeds. Musa, egg and meat. Tekna, milk and cheese. Bubble bath product with milk. Aisha holds power over water, ironic much, and fish. Just when I thought the Winx Club couldn't get any weirder, I truly enjoy knowing this. I like the colors and the hairs are fantastic. I like Aisha's and Flora's look the most in this one. Travelix appears in the comic issue 153, Magic Travelix, from season 7. Travelix is from the word travel, signifying to be on an adventure. The first comic exclusive transformation. In order for a fairy to gain Travelix, they must be in possession of the Stone of Memories. To make sense of what has happened to everyone at Althea, Lavandyre drives the Winx to the lobby of Regulations and says that here they can locate a dark, uncommon supernatural power called Travelix. Travelix magic embedded in the Stone of Memories allows the fairies to travel back in time. Although for a fairy to gain Travelix, she should be in control of the Stone of Regulations or Memories. The power of Travelix saturated the Stone of Regulations, enabling the Winx to travel into the past. The Travelix outfits resemble the Zenith suits from season 6. The hair has minor changes. The outfits comprise a sleeve dress, a scarf stayed near the abdomen, a couple of tights, fingerless gloves, and high heel boots or stilettos. The wings are amazing in this look. This transformation concept was used in season 7 with the Winx's time travel outfits. I don't know why they didn't just combine season 6 or 7 with Travelix being the main transformation and learning about Techna's backstory and seeing it better. But anyways, moving along. Magic of Joy is also known as the enchantment of Euphoria, appears in the comic issue 155, The Secret of Happiness from season 7. In The Secret of Happiness, the Quokka release an otherworldly power and concede the Winx the ability to spare them their child, Millie. A fairy must be sound with the immense magical power radiated by the Quokka. To gain the magic of joy enables fairies to make shields and balance out items or waterways. Beautifully simple goddess look. The fairies wear a long flowy dress in her marked shading and a couple of high obeyed wedges. Her hair is unfastened or somewhat integrated with a bun. On her back is a couple of enormous butterfly wings in her marked shading. Each girl has a different cut dress with their signature colors shared with the wings. The wings themselves, I wish they were more unique. Before Harmonix and Cyberix, there was Aquatix or Mermaidix. It is a mermaid-based transformation earned by the Winx that transforms a fairy into a mermaid, as you can see featured in the Italian novel Sirene. Sirene le Winx nel mondo sottomarino de Andros, or Sirens, the Winx in the submarine world of Andros, mermaids, or the Winx in the underworld world of Andros, or Perle, or Magic Ocean. Gosh, these went through so many title changes through 2007, 2009, and 2014. But this was all based between season 3 and 4 when Nabu was still alive and the girls already met Roxy. Reacting to a reap for assistance from the mermaids of Andros, the Winx are changed into mermaids by Queen Legge, the ruler of the mermaids and tritons of Andros and the mother of Teresa, Nereus, and Tritanus, and is the spouse of Lord Neptune, to investigate the submerged world. The fairies either have their old wings from Magic Winx or were allowed a different pair. They increase shining, streaming tails and either fishnet textures or botanical tops. The hair is long and is either twisted or beaded. Fairies grow different adornments, including tiaras, arm sleeves, headbands, fascinations, or earphones. Techna is the main Winx to get another pair of wings instead of holding those of her Winx. Her mermaid tail additionally varies from the other Winx. Hers resembles jellyfishes or look like fishtails. A fairy must change by an enchantment spell utilized by a mermaid ruler to become a mermaid. As a mermaid, fairies can utilize their magic all the more effectively submerged. They additionally get a few qualities explicit to their mermaid forms. Each fairy has an alternative kind of trademark. Bloom, underwater vital energy. Stella, unalterated vanity. Flora moves flexibly and elegantly. Musa produces musical bubbles, and Tekna studies her reaction to the new environment. Aisha has met her natural element. So they revamped the Sirene book to promote Winx Club mermaid dolls that includes a DVD. The DVD is pretty much a CD audio book retelling the magical story in English translations. The doll collection was produced by Rudy Toys, including Bloom, Stella, Flora, and Aisha. No offense, but if they had released the fairy form in a doll collection produced by Mattel, oh my gosh. Hallowinx appears in 3-part comic issues: 91, Werewolves in Shady Hill, 92, The Club of Vampires, and 93, Revenge of the Mummy, which takes place between season 4 and 5. Hallowinx is the Halloween transformation to help promote the comic series. Hallowinx Monster Mansion is a doll line produced by Gyochi, including Bloom, Flora, Stella, and Musa, and the Hallowinx's Magic Cauldron video game. In the 3-part comic issues, the Winx are on monster missions, fighting against werewolves, vampires, and mummies. It all started due to the Winx and specialists attending a Halloween festival on Earth, performing at a totem pole in Shady Hill that seems to be a werewolf territory. The civilians are attacked by mythical creatures who like to fear lives. The Winx earn their powers by the moon and Jaya's blessings. Jaya, the spirit of nature, warns Flora about this and chooses the fairies to become the guardians of Earth, granting them powers to defeat the monsters who wish to plunge the world in eternal darkness. As Hallowinx fairies, the Winx must crush the souls of the monsters. Flora's powers were power of Jaya and plant growth. Stella's powers were morning dawn. Bloom's powers were glowing orb and flame circle. These are what the outfits of Hallowinx resemble. There is an actual transformation sequence for Hallowinx. Roxy was supposed to earn Hallowinx as well, but Rainbow canceled the idea, unfortunately. It's also unfortunate that Musa, Tekna, and Aisha only made an appearance in one issue of the comic, having little involvement, and that they didn't include Tekna and Aisha into the doll line. This is another popular and iconic transformation for Winx during Halloween. Magic Rock appears in the comic issue 205, Winx Magic Rock, which was going to be called The Box of Dreams. This is a Winx Club Season 8 transformation exclusive to the comics. There is no translations for this comic as of yet, but so far the context of it is the Winx channel their magical powers into instruments. They create this power. So basically it's a music-based transformation. The looks are the same, but the outfits appear to have a rocker style with leather material inclusive of gloves and boots. The outfits have vibrant colors, often with black being the secondary accent color. The comic isn't available online or translated, so I don't know the context, but for some reason this isn't Musa focused. She doesn't even get a spotlight. She's all the way in the back. I think the wings are supposed to be sound waves, but look pretty bad. This was the least favorite transformation or fairy form of them all. Trendix is a transformation earned by the Winx in the favorite couture novel Bloom My Dream of Fashion. This is a fashion-based transformation. This novel takes place in an alternative universe from both Winx Club and World of Winx. According to the novel, the transformation looks different every time they use it. So this is a continuation from the underrated Winx spin-off World of Winx. Winx. The Winx still live on Earth in Gardenia, but their main adventure is set in New York due to Bloom's mother, Vanessa, asking her to rescue her friend Amanda and her daughter Scarlett from a strange mystery happening at a fashion event there. The girls only managed to get 3 tickets, so Bloom, Stella, and Flora attended. While in New York, the girls visited Soho, New York Botanical Garden, and the Fashion Museum. When they attended the Fashion Week, the Winx realized that something was wrong. Bloom understands that the mystery is not on the catwalks but behind it, and begins to investigate with her friends. An antagonist named Greyark from Stalicus, which was another world, was controlling models and hypnotizing audiences with a crystal comb to light their fashion and to win the fashion contest, even though the collections are strangely boring and nobody seems to care. Another fairy of fashion named Fancy and her butterfly companion Lully granted the Winx a bracelet, granting the ability to transform into Trendix fairies in order to defeat Greyark and save everyone. Only Flora's spell is mentioned, which is called Sylvan Shield, which is a green energy shield of wood, leaves, and moss. The release of the Winx Fairy Couture magazines was cancelled due to the low sales. Pop Pixie is a spin-off series based on Winx Club with the Pixies of the Winx as the main characters, but the Winx do not appear. It aired in 2010. Female Pixies are a substantial layer, beautiful wings with exquisite outfits, regularly layered dresses with gloves and hair adornments and makeup. Male Pixies have enormous dragonfly-like wings with headbands and cool-looking energetic jumpsuits. Acquiring Pop Pixie Transformation, a Pixie should initially gain a magic pop. They do as such by completing a decent deed with their exponential ability. In a sense, this adds to my theory on how the fairies can earn transformations over basically anything. They also seem to recycle concepts for the fairy forms and transformations. They also must have tons of prototype transformations besides the ones we remembered, like Cyberix, which was supposed to be a Techna-inspired transformation, and when Cosmix was going to be called Starlix, and so much more. What do you guys think about these transformations? Which one captured your interest, or that you would have liked to see in the animated version of the Winx Club series? That's all for the Winx content share. Thank you for watching and listening. Click the bell and subscribe for more videos, and let me know down in the comments your thoughts or what you'd like for me to share next. Like the videos if you enjoyed, and hope to see you again for the next one.